Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. The best 2 episodes of the whole season, in my opinion. They were definitely worth waiting for. We were waiting. They were stretching it out, but it was worth every moment that we waited. Let's get behind these gates. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is our review for Beyond the Gates. This is season 1, episode 45 and 46. I'm kind of glad I actually ran these together because it was yesterday was a good one, but then 45 and 46 just ran together. And I've been fussing this whole time about how Thursdays are like our days, and I've been fussing, saying, why do they do our cliffhangers on Thursday when we should just go ahead and wait until Friday and that be the cliffhanger? But no, this week, Thursday and Friday gave me everything that I needed. And the anniversary party, it felt like we've been waiting on the anniversary party forever, but it was worth the wait. It was so good. I'm sorry, I was over there doing, y'all know I was doing a little contest on the other side. So that's what took me so long to get here. But baby, this was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Oh my God. It was so good. So, okay, 45. Let's just say, first of all, Eva in the dress that Leslie picked out for Eva, drop dead. That dress was everything. Everything. I was bothered by the zipper in the back, but yeah, I'm going to let that ride. The dress itself was like nude with a black overlay. I don't know why it was nude down that center back seam, but whatever. I'll let it slide. But all the little nervous feathers on it, it was so pretty. It looked so good on her. And how they put that fuchsia lip on her, I liked it. It was, her look was still, because she generally has the same look. Her natural hair, curl pattern, and all of that. It looks really, really pretty on her. But that fuchsia lip just popped on her. And that black dress, she was sharp. Okay, China, let's do it. She was really, really sharp. Look at y'all. See, y'all clowns about Leslie, Dana, Sherry, or whoever she is. Right. So that was looking really good. But Mama was really, she was out there. The stuff she thought, she was so excited of everything getting close. And she's like, you're the architect of that man's destruction. It's going to be his own daughter. I was like, the more she kept talking, it was like, this plan is, it's bad. It started to come to fruition. Like, she really wants to destroy these people. And her daughter's like, we don't have to do this. She was trying to back out of it. And I said, girl, you got to watch, because your mother's a nut. Your mother is a nut. I told y'all, nutball Sally. You got to watch her. You rub her the wrong way, and you'll be in the we done got you, Annie. She said, you're the flashpoint of the Dupree Richardson divorce. I was like, that sounds horrible. And she kept telling her, I don't hate them. And she told her, listen here, little girl. And it just goes all through me every time she calls her little girl. Because when she calls her little girl, she's speaking to her like she don't belong to her. And that's why I said, you got to watch her. Because when she starts talking to you like you just some bitch off the street, that's how she's going to treat you. So I don't trust her with her. So I was like, I don't. But she told her, what you're going to do is what you've been told to do. I was like, girl, and that's headed for, girl, did you know we have rats in the cellar? It's giving that type of feel. I was like, You say, I've been constantly watching for you to post since the show went off. Love your reviews. Thank you so much, Chanel, for being so patient with me. I was coming. It was so good. It really was so good. You say bunny on the stove. Yeah, right. Or evil on the stove. When she told her, she said, are you with me, little girl, or are you against me? I was like, see, I told y'all we was hitting for that. Told y'all we was hitting for that. Grandmama and grandpapa then got Cat over there, and they talking to Cat about Tomas. And I said, yeah, come on, let's go ahead on with it. And she said, she told them, Tomas, he's cool. They said, is he good? She said, yeah, he asked me to do something, and I was uncomfortable with it. And I said, no. I'm glad that Cat is still hanging on to that, because I thought she had kind of just let it go. I'm glad they put Cat's hair up in an updo. Yeah, Cat looked really cute. That dress was very cute on Cat. I was like, yeah, I just watched it for the second time and been waiting on your Arkansas Tina girl. Listen, you came in the best time. These are literally, there's been 46 episodes. I promise you, episode 45 and 46 for me were the best episodes. Baby, it went down. It really went down. But she said he apologized and she's giving Tomas another chance. I ain't giving Tomas another chance. I'm still looking at Tomas side eye. I don't know about him too much. I really don't. Andre and Danny are over there. Now they over there getting dressed and playing and carrying on. And I just live for how they be sneaking around and screwing on each other. And Chelsea was over there at the house and didn't even know Andre was there. Andre come down the steps with that little towel on. She just snatched the towel off of him and his neck and butt on the steps. I said, child, y'all really doing this stuff. They really having themselves a good time, acting like a young Chippy and a little young boy. I said, y'all better go ahead, honey. Getting on down. You said Ted looked good. And that's the girl. Ted looked good in everything. Ted looked good in everything. And he be cracking me up, child, when he be like, he be looking at the different cameras. I'll be like, oh, chill out, Ted. Quit playing to all the cameras. Just chill. Just stand there and be fine. Oh, I'm going to miss him so much in that role. Because I think we're done. I think this is it for our Ted. I think we're going to have a different Ted after we come back after the weekend. I hope not. It would be nice if they just finished off the first season and then bring the new guy in. I don't know. You say Andre is super comfortable. Listen, he is. And the only thing with Andre Chana that I'm kind of happy that he has linked himself to, he wants Danny now. He literally, I think he's made his decision. He wants Danny. And I think he's over Ashley. And I'm glad, because it's even as messy as Andre could be, Ashley don't deserve Andre. Ashley deserves exactly what she's going to get. Derek is all into her. She ain't really all into Derek like that. And the whole moving in together thing, she acting like she don't even like him. And Andre ain't think about you. You all panning over Andre. You're going to get your just desserts, darling. And there's not going to be any strawberries. He ain't thinking about you. He ain't thinking about you. We say, I don't see it for Ashley. I don't either. She boring. And then I don't like that games of the heart. I don't like that. Karma will come back. She will swing back around. What you do to other people when it comes to matters of the heart, you will get your shot. You will get your shot. You really will. It'll come right on back to you. And I think that's what we're seeing with her. But I told y'all that I need to be some more Shanice. So there's going to be a little issue with that Shanice, because I think Shanice wanted her a little bit of Andre. But listen, wouldn't it be fierce, though, if Andre were to if Shanice was to snatch up Doug up off of Vanessa? I mean, listen, I told you I got a newfound thing for Doug when Doug took his clothes off. I was like, shit, Doug, okay. Yeah, all right, Doug. And then, but we see like Shanice can actually move Doug. Doug need a Shanice in his life. She'll tell him to sit your ass down. But wouldn't that be good though if she was to snap? Because baby, listen, I can talk about that now. In episode 46, old girl got sick. She got some food poisoning or something. Always running around acting like a whore. Down to that restaurant. She always down to that little restaurant. She ain't got food poisoning or whatever. End up in the hospital. Always cheating on her damn husband. And she missed the party altogether. But then when all of the everything got going, she up there steady fussing and put herself, got her nose in the air talking about people not being monogamous and this, that, thing, and the other. Meanwhile, she done screwed everybody over at the club. Baby, that Doug cracked her face. That would be good if she was pregnant by Diego. But yeah, cracked her face, honey. She sit up there. Well, what do you mean? Well, what are you talking about? Girl, you know what he talk about, you hoe. Girl, you've been laying it low and busting it open and spreading it wide. He on to you, Miss Thing, with your messy tail. He did. He got her right on together. Okay, so Andre and Danny doing their thing, and then they got dressed. And I wasn't, now this one, I was like, Danny, what is that dress? What's that dress about? That was kind of boring. I was like, I ain't crazy about that gown that she wore to the thing. And I thought, and listen, what Nicole had on was very Nicole, but I wanted Nicole to be clean, clean, clean. I really did. But what she had on was very much, it was given Memoirs of a Geisha, and it was given a version of it to somebody of a different nationality in 990. You said it was Asian inspired, right? It wasn't Asian. It wasn't authentic, honey. It just looked like, yeah, okay. I didn't care for it. It was all right. I was like, I wanted more. I loved Kat's dress though. Kat, which I usually don't really care for many all like that, but Kat's dress was cute. I like the details of Kat's dress. Yeah. Anyway. But they said, do we want folks to find out about us? They getting really, really comfortable. I wasn't the biggest fan of Nicole's dress. Right, it was giving me like a graduated bodycon dress. And I was like, I wanted Nicole to be stunning. You know, especially with all that happened. Now they straightened her hair. And I wasn't crazy about that because I love her haircut. I love her haircut when they play to all the layers in her haircut. I love it. I don't know. It was just like, okay, cool. But it was very demure. What's up, Simply Deep? It was very demure. So it was cool. The color was nice on her though. The color, that gold like that was nice on her. Vanessa to be very aggressive with Diego, throwing up against the wall. She treats Diego, Arkansas Tina, she treats Diego like a pool boy. It gives me a little bed wench. She don't treat him like a bed buck. She treats him like a bed wench. I don't know. I don't like it. Let me see. Kat and Eva. Kat still got her feelings about what she thinks she know and this kind of thing. Her spidey senses was just tingling. And she basically, she was kind of like following around like, where are you going? What are you doing? What do you got going on? And then she had Leslie in the closet. Remember, Leslie was supposed to be in the closet. And then she was going to get dressed and she come out later. She done eased on out of the closet. I said, Lord, here we go. And listen, Leslie got out there and she was somewhere missing Leslie's dress. Miss Leslie, really? Really? That's the type of hoe you don't want at your party. Leslie intended to outdress the woman of the hour. And did you catch her gown was, because I'm sure she knew everything about what Nicole was going to do. She was matching Teddy. She was matching Ted, and her dress was way more dazzling than Nicole's dress. Her dress was bad. I was like, this hoe really doing it. She was short. She was clean, 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 baby. I was like, okay. And she wore her own hair. Thank goodness. Instead of one of them wigs. But she was clean. That broad was clean. Down to the purse. She was clean. I said, okay. She was living her best life. Said, I'm living my best life. Get ready to go back and forth with you niggas. I said, okay. So that was that. Then Danny, did y'all catch when Danny, I said, look at how this is playing out. Danny stopped Eva and told her, have you ever thought about Maudlin? I think you have something. I said, look at that. Look at that. I said, look at how, see, that's how things work. That's how karma is. These people are your actual family members for the most part. It'll be your family members. And they're literally, everybody's taking you on except for Kat. Everybody's trying to give you something and make you be the best of what you can be. And she's trying to give her something, trying to take her somewhere. She's literally being presented with all the things that she has wanted as a little girl. And she could see it is going to crumble. She could see up the road and see that when her mother do her big one, it's going to crumble everything. So that her offering her about Maudlin, that was just like icing on the cake. Then when Ted and Nicole pulled Eva to the side and told her, baby, that they literally offered her a future. They literally offered her a future. I said, oh God, your timing couldn't have been no worse. Your timing couldn't have been no worse, but you're getting what you deserve for playing with people. They offer her a future. They offer her to help her to get the college degree, and they are going to pay for it. They going to give her a job working in his practice. They're giving you a whole career, girl, taking you out of being a hairdresser and giving you a whole ass career. You got the job before you even go get the degree. And they're going to pay for everything. And you got this mess going on. She tried to stop Leslie, honey, but Leslie took her. I said, here we go with our cliffhanger. When Leslie took her and locked her in that closet, I about died. She grabbed her phone out of her hand and pushed her monkey ass up. I said, Miss Leslie, you is doing the most, girl. She pushed her in that closet and closed that door. I said, girl, no, ma'am. And then Nicole's little college friend, Carlton, baby, old fine Carlton. I said, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. They added some more spice to it, honey. I said, oh, this little dish is stirred just ever so lightly, honey. I like it, I like it, I like it. Because she's trying to sick Carlton on Danny. Baby, Danny got a man. Danny got a man at home. And he's your nephew. Girl, that's a mess, honey. The optics of that is a mess. But baby, that Carlton, I said, okay, Carlton then went and got Eva out the closet. He saved her out the closet, child. I said, now, Miss Eva, girl, listen. Trust me when I tell you, honey, as a 53-year-old Rainbow member, honey, sitting up in the closet is never the way to go. Girl, your mother locked you up, honey. I said, girl, she gave her flowers in the attic. You get your ass in that closet. Shut up, girl. I said, that's a mess. So that was our cliffhanger. I said, here we go again. She was hollering, somebody help me. I say, ain't nothing wrong with you, girl. Shut up. But that was the cliffhanger. I said, okay, well, that was pretty good. I said, we got this cliffhanger. I said, why on Thursday? I said, what's going to happen? But baby, when I tell you we jumped in on Friday and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. Honey, Eva got out that closet. She ran out there. They was thanking Eva. She went out there and all this kind of carrying on. She done broke free from Cat talk a mess and ran. Oh, wait. And when I almost forgot about Chelsea and Cat outside the closet before old girl got out the closet, they were discussing everything about how nobody believed Cat. I was like, that is correct. Like nobody. It was like everybody was thinking the Cat was crazy. And I thought about that too, because there was a whole little thing, because Grandmama made a comment about Cat and her little extrasensory perception of things. I said, oh, is we ready to go that route? But Cat did really pick up like right away, something about her just did not work for her. But anyway, when Eva got out of there and she ran out there and told them, y'all have to leave now. And I was like, girl, and her mother said, no. Yeah, kept calling him Teddy Weddy. I said, oh, she's a mess. That Leslie, she played her part so well. She was so shady when she started breaking it up and telling it. And when they calling out the names, and I said, Ted Gary tell on himself. That whole little scene, they was making me mad with the commercials. I was like, let's just get to it. But yeah, they were going back and forth, and she was just giving it, but she was giving it just a little at a time. I said, girl, come on, get it all out. Because that's what I thought. I thought they weren't going to let her really get it all out. Honey, she was carrying. Do you hear me? She was like, oh, the Duprees. And oh, she was being such a bitch. It was so good. She said, yeah, she said, well, how many names does she have? She said, as many faces as that one has. Are you going to tell your wife how you know me, Teddy Weddy? Lover. I said, oh. Honey, she had Miss Nicole over there in tears, honey. In tears. Then when she started telling the stuff about Bill, oh my God. I said, Bill is a rotten son of a gun, honey. He is rotten. Chelsea and Naomi was gagged. They were gagged. Their dad done told threat of kidnapping the baby. I said, oh my gosh. They were so gagged. And they're like, do you think he did it? Listen, the dog, Naomi does not put anything past her dad at all. Yes, and Martin, baby, now you know usually Martin's outbursts, I'd be like, Martin, shut up and sit down. Honey, that Martin was so gagged when he was like, I remember that lady. And that was dirty. I said, Ted, damn. You done took your son down there to meet the woman. Why do people do that? Why would you take your baby to the scene of the crime? Just go do your dirt on your own. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a mess. And Bill over there spilling tea over there with that old raggedy wife of his. I said, you're going to be sorry. You are going to be sorry that you over there with her, because she got something up her sleeve for you too with your old ass. She got something up with her. But yeah, she played the part really, really well. She was playing it out. She was slow walking the shit out of Nicole. I said, poor Nicole didn't deserve that, but she was slow walking Nicole. Oh, and Papa was getting evil, and Mama was getting evil, baby. And Danny said, she gonna stop there. I said, uh-oh. Get her. Danny was ready to fight. I said, now, Danny was ready to get busy. And when y'all caught when Danny said that they said is when they got past everything, they got to the house, and they said, well, you know, it's amazing how Kat picked up on it. She said, yeah, because Kat probably sensed that she was a lying little bitch. I said, oh. That Danny is too much. Too much. Then Andre and Eva sitting up there talking about, oh, well, I guess we cousins. Yeah, you think? You think? You think you're cousins? And Ted was still trying to, like, before it got all out, before Leslie got it all out, he's still trying to get his wife to leave. I'll explain everything, but not right here. Man, shut up. You said Anita should have Leslie and Eva arrested for conspiracy and extortion. Listen, I ain't saying that she ain't. But you know what? I could see them having them disappear. And they let Mona know that they weren't mad at her. So that was good because Mona was like, they lied to me. I didn't catch it. Mona was heartlessly mad because I think she kind of senses that that they had something to do with what happened to Laura. I was like, or Lauren. I was like, because she loved Lauren. I was like, girl, Leslie sitting up playing in their face. She was mad. Then when she seen Eva, because she the one that recommended Eva, honey, Eva was like looking at her with that crying, honey. She rolled her eyes at her. Oh, and then she called her a wretch. Remember when she said, this lady, lock this lady up, get this lady out of here, she's sick. She said, why, you little wretch. I said, oh. If even though, like, I know she stay away from her mother. Now we got our girl up out of there. She went home. She at home in the shower. Why is Crazy Mary still down to the club, drinking up the good champagne, having a conversation with her imagination? Up here with this, she having this whole conversation with Nicole and telling Nicole, that's right, honey. Accept your defeat, honey. And Ted needs a woman like me. Yeah. She said, I said, girl, she's really crazy. Like, she really done tipped the scales. And she's just over on the other side at this point. I said, oh my gosh. She's really gone. She really, really is gone. And when Andre told Eva, you're not the only one that could have actually stopped this. I stopped my uncle from telling his wife the other day. But that ain't even got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. It really don't. And then that Martin and Ted situation, I said, now, Martin, I understand you mad, but I don't know if you want to be pushing your father around and knocking your father down and carrying on. And Ted just took that on the chin. He told, but did you catch, he told Smitty, get him on up out of here before I tear that out, beat his ass, honey. I said, you don't want to be whacking him at him. Take him on out of here. I was shocked when he knocked his dad down. I was like, oh. Is it possible that Leslie unalived her husband? Absolutely, Melrose. Absolutely. I don't trust none of that. I don't trust none of that. I would believe that she poisoned them. Then I got to tell and got to watch the replay. Been waiting for. Listen, Kay, it was so good. It was so good. They did such a good job. I loved it. It was just so much going on. It was so much. And so when Mama and Papa called for that meeting and everybody's supposed to be there, then Chelsea, at the meeting, Chelsea and Naomi still going around and around about Bill. And Martin said, just call him. Call him and ask him. I said, he ain't answering the phone. He ain't answering the text. He said, what the hell? I said, Bill. You think you're going to swing that up underneath the rug? No, your daughters is really going to be side-eyeing you with your raunchy, rancid behind. Child, it was a whole bunch. And I loved every minute. Every minute. It was good. Friday, listen, them two just ran together. It was so good. And then, when I thought I had seen everything, that knock at the door. I said, I know that ain't who I think it. Bold, honey. Bold. Now, you know her whole thing. She said she was going to blackmail them. She's going to blackmail them. So she came to the house to talk some more shit. Listen, let her on in, D. Let her on in. They take turns and whoop her ass, honey. Because she wouldn't. Because when she talked this smack to Vernon, was that Vernon Dupree, so forth and so on. After she pulled all them stunts, playing in his face, you know he ain't going for that. He is not going for that. I was like, this is too much. You thought it was Bill? I did too for a minute, Kay. I thought it could have been Bill at the door because I just didn't think that Leslie was that bold to pull up to their house. She's still in her gown, honey. She's like, child, I'm tearing the scene up tonight. But I guess she's told herself that she ain't gonna have to leave. Like, she's crazy. She is literally crazy. But that's really all I have to say. It was just so much. It was just so good. It really was. It was so good. And I didn't care about none of the other little stuff that's trying to throw in, like the little Doug. And, well, I did really enjoy Doug tearing Vanessa up. I enjoyed that. But we could have saved all that for another day. And I didn't care nothing about nothing with nobody else that was going on. That was some good shit. Some good shit. But we got some more. We got a lot to go. So I didn't know, like, where were we going to go from this? And I kept saying, it felt like, dang, like we losing our storyline. No, baby, they really just opened the door. It's getting ready to go down. We get ready to have some fun, y'all. We get ready to have some good fun. Because where's Eva going to stay? She can't go home. Because I know good well you ain't getting ready to go home with Glenn Close. Where are you going? Where are you going? And Ted can't go home. Where are you going? And Kat told him, I stood there and told people that my dad would never do that. You tell me. And she looked at him and said, so it's true? And he went to try to hug her, honey. Baby, if you think I ain't get ready to side with my mother, honey, all the fathers are shit, honey. Everybody side with their mama around these parts, baby. All the men ain't. And look, Papa Dupree is mad. He said, I have never been so let down. I said, oh boy, that don't sound good. He madder at Ted than he was at Bill. And Martin is furious. So listen, I held y'all long. Thank y'all for holding out, waiting on me. This was so good. I didn't like those filler scenes. Yeah, we could have just stayed in it. But yeah, next week, gonna be good. They showed a little bit of what we got. It's a whole bunch. I'm here for it. So listen, I'm going to see y'all Monday. I'll be back on Monday. I can't wait till I come back on Monday so we can see what's going down next. And I'll see y'all in the evening on Monday. Same bat channel, same bat time. Well, it won't be this time, so we won't be this late. But just the same. I don't know. Martin's secret might really spill out now, Julia, because you know he's stressing with this and stressing with that, and he having them night terrors in the middle of the day. This might really get things cracking with Martin and this thing. He could get going into a downward spiral when you find out that your dad ain't who you thought your dad is. He mad as hell. And then once we see the mama, because you know usually she's all pulled up, Nicole get ready to fall apart. This is going to be real interesting. Anyway, let me get out of here. I will see y'all on Monday and see where we at. Wherever it is, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good where we landed. Baby, I'm ready for some more. Let's go. Child, love this little show. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday. Good night. Or good morning, should I say. What is it? It's 1:47 my time. Almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Last call for alcohol.